Masculine and feminine polarity, the yin and the yang, the structure and the flow, the doing and the being. Understanding what they are, how they serve us, and what happens when they're out of balance. The masculine and feminine are core energies that shape both our internal as well as the world around us. Harmonizing these energies is essential in our second stage of life. Let's explore how our masculine and feminine energies dance with each other. Welcome to Her Second Stage, the podcast dedicated to inspiring successful women in the next stage of their lives. I'm Hilda Lunderstedt, and I'm excited to share the lessons I've learned as I transitioned into my second stage. Join me on this exciting journey of sisterhood and remembering who we are at our core. Remember, no matter where you've been, the best is yet to come. In the series of the feminine, we have discussed who our divine feminine is. We looked at her shadow and her light side. We looked at the healed and the wounded feminine. We had deep discussion about the light and dark feminine, and we went deep into the feminine archetypes. But no discussion around the feminine will be complete unless we also look at the masculine energy and how the masculine create a safe space for the feminine as they dance through life. Masculine and feminine polarity is an ancient concept found in many traditions. Taoism calls it yin and yang. Jungian psychology calls it animus, anima, and we often refer to it as the divine masculine and divine feminine. But again, as I said before in my other episode, these are about the essence and the energies. It's not about gender. Please note this is not a gender discussion. We all have both masculine and feminine energies or essence within us. And therefore, when I discuss what they are within us, I'm not referring to our gender. Both men and women have the masculine and feminine energies regardless of our gender. Masculine energy is structured, directional, protective, and purpose-driven. It's the mountain, the riverbank, the oyster shell, the stable and unwavering. The feminine energy is flowing, creative, nurturing, and intuitive. And as the masculine is the normal, stable structure, the feminine is the chaos. Literally the opposite. The feminine is the river being guided by the riverbed, the valley held by the mountain, the pearl held by the shell. She's ever-changing, deeply feeling, and connected to life's rhythm. Another way to think of it is masculine energy builds the house and the feminine energy creates the home. Each one comes with its own set of magic. Every person holds both energies, and we all express both energies, but in different amounts depending on the moment, our upbringing, and our life circumstances. In this episode, I will be talking both about the inner and external masculine and feminine polarity as they relate to our inner world, but also relationship to others. Let's start by discussing the inner polarity, how the masculine and feminine exist within us. We often lean into one more than the other, and it depends on our lifestyle, our upbringing, and most often, which one will keep us safe. We hear so often what women say that they are stuck in their masculine and in their careers or as a single mom. Many women have lived in their masculine for way too long, especially high-achieving women who have built careers, raised families, made tough decisions, and held things together. Being in our masculine keeps us feeling safe and keeps us functioning in this very patriarchal world. Some women find themselves overly feminine, but this could make them feel ungrounded, struggling with boundaries, or lacking structure. This often happens when a woman has to be overly feminine, as this is her safety zone. This is caused by her upbringing, the society, and the relationship she finds herself in. Recognizing when we are out of balance is therefore really important. Staying in the excess masculine energy can make us feel rigid, emotionally closed off, exhausted from doing all the time, and disconnected from our intuition and pleasure. Excess feminine energy, on the other hand, can make us feel chaotic, overly emotional, lacking direction, or struggle with follow-through. So you can see, we need both. We need our masculine to take action, to create safety, to provide direction. We also need our feminine to bring softness, intuition, and connection to our lives. When these energies dance together within us, we feel whole, empowered, and deeply connected to life. That is the internal polarity. But let's also look at the external polarity, which is how we witness masculine and feminine in relationship to each other, in society, and in the world around us. In a healthy relationship, one partner might lead to be more masculine, providing stability, while the other balances this out but leans into the feminine, bringing emotional depth and creativity. This could be either partner, but typically it is seen as the male or the masculine in the relationship that should portray the masculine energies, and vice versa. Sometimes the roles become reversed and then the polarities will flip or be reversed unnaturally, which could be causing conflict. Think about relationships where a woman who is inner masculine will show up as someone who handles everything, making all the decisions, creating all the plans, etc. Although she is happy to be in control all the time, this is not a natural state for a woman, and over time she could start resenting a partner for not stepping up, so to speak. A man who is too much in his feminine may lack direction, not making decisions, and not taking the lead. This man appears to be weaker compared to his partner. Whatever the reason for this, when one partner is overly in the opposite energy, it will cause a polarity to flip in a relationship and create a new balance in the masculine-feminine polarity. It is also a reminder that it's not about rigid roles, it's about the ebb and flow, the natural exchange of energies that create attraction, harmony, and fulfillment. Let's take the polarity even wider, and we'll see it as the same goes for the world and society at large. Currently, we are experiencing a collective imbalance in society that's glorified the masculine traits of productivity, competition, achievement, while the feminine, wisdom, intuition, rest, and emotional intelligence have been undervalued. The hustle culture, a world where being busy, tired, and not having time is celebrated. As I discuss this again, I just want you to note that this is not about bashing men. We love men, we love our fathers, we love our lovers. It is the patriarchal world, culture, and structure that let all of us suffer from this imbalance. The current system was not built with the feminine in mind, and this essence has been suppressed by both genders for a very long time. If a society only celebrates one aspect, like the masculine, it becomes imbalanced. I want to use a bird with one wing as an example to better illustrate this. This bird with one wing cannot fly, no matter how hard it tries. It goes round and round in circles and ends up going nowhere. This is exactly the same for a culture, where the masculine is over-articulated and society stands still or starts running in circles. If we can power up the feminine, strengthen the shrunken wing of the proverbial bird, so to speak, not so that women can take over, but to balance the energies in the world by balancing the masculine so the planet can move forward, and it can be about partnerships. At this point, the patriarchal is an outdated system and needs a complete makeover. During this makeover, we need to remember that we need both forces in leadership, in our relationships, and in our hearts. Most women are longing to embrace their feminine energy, not to take over, but to support and partner with the masculine. a most common complaint from all women all over the world is that they find themselves in situations and environments where they're unable to, or it's simply impossible to do so. Situations are with demanding high masculine traits such as single and living without a masculine container, safe space, and a structure that lets you feel free or to soften you up. Being in a relationship where the polarity has flipped and you've had to take the masculine role in order to keep things together. Unsafe and high-pressure environments, such as careers or childhood experiences, such as trauma or being masculinized as a child, that taught you to armor up in order to survive. Whatever the reason, living in that energy for too long will take a toll. It's not sustainable for our mental, emotional, and physical health. It really puts women in a state of suffering on every level. The longer we stay in this armored mode, the harder it becomes to access the softness, receptivity, and flow of the feminine. I would like to clarify what I mean by masculine container or a safe masculine container for the feminine. Let's look at the example of a river flowing and contained by the river bank and the bottom of the river. The bottom of the river and the bank provides a safe container for the flow of the water, and the water flows freely, gently, being guided by the riverbank. When there is no container, no riverbank, the water could become very destructive, could flood everywhere, or the water will dry up. We see this as the feminine contracts, and there will be no need for the riverbank. When she is forced to compensate for the lack of containment by becoming the masculine herself, it will cause a flip in polarity. In tribal settings, which is the social structure that is natural to our species, there are so many men who are providing the containment for each woman, and so it would be rare for a woman to find herself in a position where she lacks that safe container. But as our species modernized, the progressive lack of containment for women has reached a crisis point. So how do we rebalance our masculine and feminine energy? Let's look at how we can rebalance the masculine and feminine energy by giving you some hacks for being in your feminine energy, that you can lean into qualities that are not dependent on you being in a safe situation or on you having a man that provides containment. Understanding what typically is available to you in every situation, by understanding what the feminine is, can offer you a resource that could be beneficial. And here are some of the hacks. Many traits that are feminine that do not depend on the masculine or a safe situation. Instead of trying to access the feminine traits that makes you feel vulnerable and unsafe, rather bring forth the ones that don't. You don't have to wait for the perfect environment, the perfect partner, or the perfect moment. Softness often feels impossible, so focus on flexible. Many women in the masculine environment feels there is no flexibility or there is no softness. Flexibility, however, is a feminine trait that allows you to adapt without losing yourself, no matter what. As a matter of fact, it's a trait that will often keep you safer more often than not. This could mean staying open to new ideas or even practicing gentle movements to create fluidity in your body. Become water and not steel. When you feel rigid and armored like solid steel, bring in the qualities of water, such as flow, receptivity, and openness. Water is strong, yet yielding, and there's nothing weak about it. It flows, adapts, and shapes its environment without force. Visualize your body as water and move in ways that feel fluid and freeing. If you are unable to be nurturing or it feels unsafe, lead into your intuition and wisdom instead. Feminine energy is deeply intuitive, and sharing your insights or offering guidance can connect you to your essence in a powerful way. If sensitivity feels too vulnerable, channel your creativity. Create something, whatever it is, art, a solution to a problem, or even a beautiful space in your home. Creativity is one of the purest expressions of feminine energy. If you're unable to safely caretaking, or if caretaking feels overwhelming, try practicing devotion instead. Devotion and dedication is about committing your energy to something meaningful and can be practiced in any environment. This can anchor you in your feminine power. If flowing with your emotions feels too chaotic, try small acts of spontaneity. Dance to your favorite song, taking a different route on your walk, or do something unexpected. Spontaneity reminds you of the joy and freedom of being in the moment. If cooperation and collaboration is not possible, you may be able to bring forth effective verbalization and communication. These are some of the femininity hacks. Look for what aspects of the feminine you can use as a resource even if there's no man in your life, providing containment and even when you are in a high pressure or unsafe situation. And I would implore you to practice these intentionally by calling them forward. Knowing and understanding that there are feminine qualities that are in no way vulnerable and are in no way weak, and leaning into these qualities will help you to be in your feminine essence no matter what situation you find yourself in. These small shifts are so powerful because they remind you that your feminine energy isn't depending on anyone else, it's yours. By tapping into qualities like flexibility, creativity, and devotion, you can start to feel more aligned, more balanced, and more yourself, even in environments that don't naturally support your feminine essence. And the beauty of this is that more you embody your feminine energy, the more you'll attract situations, relationships, and opportunities that honors and amplify it. You're essentially creating a ripple effect in your life. I hope this provides some clarity and tips and tools. Life hacking your feminine traits is crucial for physical and mental health. Life is not about choosing one energy over the other. It's about the dance. The feminine inspires, the masculine into action. The masculine holds space for the feminine to express. The yin nurtures the yang, and the yang protects the yin. Honor both within yourself. You will feel grounded and free, focused and creative, strong and soft. This is where the power lies. It's not the one energy overpowering the other, but in harmony, they flow both in the internal and external worlds. Evaluate for yourself. Where do I need more structure and where do I need more flow? Where am I gripping too tightly and where do I need to surrender? How can I honor both my masculine and feminine to create a life of balance and deep fulfillment? I hope this episode has given you a deeper understanding of masculine and feminine polarity, how it lives within you and how it plays out in your relationship and the world around you. Remember, your second stage is about opportunity to rebalance, realign, and reclaim your fullest expression. I'd love to hear from you. Where do you feel most connected to your masculine and feminine energy? If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe and share it with another woman who needs to hear the message. Join the private Facebook group, Her Second Stage on Facebook, and I will continue the conversation there. Until next time, thank you for being here.